Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm here today to continue talking about promises of God. Now, today, I have one verse from Psalm 138. Let's listen to what it says, and then we'll talk about it. David writes, "As soon as I pray, you answer me. You encourage me by giving me strength." As soon as I pray, you answer me. Now, is that what you think God does? Has that been your experience? I suspect for most of us, we would think, maybe not. Now, for a lot of us, we know that God answers prayer. That's a given for me. Um, I've thought that way for many, many, many years. And perhaps you have too. And that's a good thing. But the idea that as soon as I pray, God answers me. I think today many of us are, how to say it, we're more in tune to the world than we are in tune to God. Most of us have cell phones. And if we don't have cell phones, we have landline phones. And perhaps you've called someone, and instead of getting them on the line, you get one of these. You have reached the voicemail of so and so. Please leave a message at the beep, and he'll get back to you. Beep, and you leave your message. Or perhaps you've gotten a phone call where it says, "We have changed our menu option, so please listen carefully to our new possibilities. Your call is important to us. For such and such, press 1. For such and such, press 2." And you go down the list. And to repeat these options, please press 9. And it gets so frustrating because you get hung up on these menus and you want to talk to a real living person. Now, sometimes if you just hit 0, that will work. But there are a couple of these companies out there that are sneaky. You got to hit 0 twice. And in one instance, you have to hit it 3 times to finally get a real person. See, they don't answer our phones as soon as we call. And for a home call, maybe they're out. Maybe they're not where their phone is. Maybe their phone is on silent. You know, you could press a button and mute it or silence the thing. Or maybe the battery's dead. None of these excuses apply to God. When we call on him, when we pray, we don't get a menu. We don't get a voicemail. We don't get, "Well, I'm really busy right now, but your call is important to me, so please leave a message." We get God when we pray, not his assistant, not his menu manager. We get God. And it says here, "As soon as I pray, you answer me. You encourage me by giving me strength." David's not talking about physical strength here. I mean, maybe he is in some instance, but what he's talking about is encouragement. He's talking about letting you know that whatever you're praying about, you're not alone. Whatever the situation is that has brought you to a moment of prayer, you're not left hanging by a thread. God is listening. Now, sometimes the answer takes a while to get to us. There's an incident in the Bible about that. But the truth of the matter is, I don't know why, except I know that my prayer that I want is in the hopper with all the other prayers that everybody else wants. And sometimes people's requests are diametrically opposed to somebody else's request. Then what are you going to do? Well, thank goodness God is wise enough to figure that one out. Or maybe when we ask for something, it is absolutely the worst thing that we could get given what's going to happen in the next couple of years. But we don't know that. So we pray. And maybe we pray to get a specific answer. I would suggest that's probably not the best way to pray. When I say that, I mean, if someone's sick, we pray for healing. We don't pray that this part of the body will be okay because it might be some other part of the body that's causing the problem. When we pray for our needs, we don't pray, God, I need a check for $57.25 tomorrow morning, first thing. Now, maybe you need that check tomorrow morning, first thing, for $57.25. And God, in His goodness, will find some crazy way to get it to you. But what we really get out of prayer is what David said here: strength. Strength to endure whatever happens. Strength to know we're not alone. Strength to keep going because maybe the prize is just right around the corner. Strength not to have a downcast spirit, as the Bible talks about. Sometimes life is really hard. Maybe you figured that out. Maybe you've experienced that. Maybe right this moment, that's where you are in your walk. But you don't have to do it alone. And this passage tells us when we pray to God, He answers us and He encourages us and gives us strength. Strength to keep on moving, even if we don't know where we're going. The Israelis did that for 40 years in the desert before they found out where they were going. I don't know about you, but I don't know that I spent 40 years waiting for something. Perhaps I have, but it wasn't all that important, actually. So, what David wants you to hear today is really simple. Here's the promise: you talk to God, He'll answer you. It really is that simple. Well, thanks for listening. You think about it. If you have any concerns or requests that we can help with, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. Until then, I'll be back tomorrow. I've got 2 more days, I think, talking about the promises, and I'll talk about another one. Have a great, great day. I'll talk to you again.